All right, good morning, Cleveland. If you're a fan of the movie Garden State, then you're very familiar with the scene where Natalie Portman gets on the motorcycle. It was shot right here. I'm gonna take you on that entire motorcycle route. I'm gonna show you where it started and where it continued. Fortunately, I can't show you where it ended because it ended at the mansion that I can't get into because it's a private property and it's a gated community. But anyways, look, right here. Right here is where he picked her up and they had that conversation. She said, I'm not getting in the sidecar because if I get in the sidecar, that means I'm your bitch. So they had a bench set up right here. You see this arrow in the movie. Right in there is where they shot it. It's closed right now. That's okay though. And it's very bright. It's hard to see. And the trees are much more overgrown, but there's a Veterans Affair building that's down there, and that is very visible in the scene. It's straight ahead, but you can't see it right now because it's, well, really bright. And, wait, let's see if I can, no, too many trees. I'll get a closer shot of it in a second. But yeah, on first watch, I remember when that movie came out, I did not love it. Now I really love it. I had a few problems with it. I think maybe because it was Natalie Portman's character was like that typical, the awesome cool girl that every guy wants, but no guy gets. And I thought it was just, putting the dream girl in the movie like that. There was something about that. And then it really grew on me, and I love that movie now. And of course, the soundtrack is the soundtrack to our lives, isn't it? But look, right here, Garden State, the motorcycle scene. She got on the back of that motorcycle and off they went through the streets of New Jersey. I'm in Morris, New Jersey, roughly, somewhere around there. And I'm gonna take you right to that street where the kids walked across. Let's go. Let's go there now. But first I want to show you that. Oh, there's that building where they drove down. There, see? Straight ahead. The Veterans Affair building. You see that in the background. As you can see, the building looks a little different. They've replaced it, the old white parts, with mirrors. And if I was taller, I could take a look in the mirror. But unfortunately, I'm only 9 feet tall. I'm not 10 feet tall, and I just can't see myself up in those mirrors. I tried. I jumped up and up and up and up. But yeah, the building looks a little different, but this is it. This is the spot from Garden State. This is where they shot it. And I think they shot those scenes inside. I'm not 100%. But I'm pretty sure they shot the doctor's office scenes where he first meets Natalie Portman. And she plays the shins for him on her headphones. I believe it's shot right in that little area, right inside there. But locked up, tighter than well, you put in your metaphor. I'm not putting in mine. All right, let's go reenact the motorcycle scene. I'm gonna run. Here we go, let's go, let's go, let's go. So there's the building. The Veteran Affairs building that you can see in the background, right there, as they're driving away. Now, let's continue on. This is the street that they drove along on the motorcycle. I'm going to show you where they stopped. Oh, aren't you adorable, you little. So they drove right up this street. You can see this house. And you know what else you can see in the shot? Watch. You can see that little well. See it? Yeah. So yeah, right up this street, you see, I believe you see that sign, Children at Play. But you see that little fountain, sorry, that little well in the background. There she is over there. Looks a lot smaller. And there was a rock wall here that they drove by. It's gone now. But then they drive up this street here that I'm on still. And this is the intersection where they come to where the kids are walking and they have to wait. And they decide to go visit their friend in the mansion. So yeah, right up and down this street. That fence is very visible. That house is. That house is. And here is where the children cross the street. But there's no sidewalks. What were they walking on? America's weird. America. Not a lot of sidewalks in small towns, I've noticed. Hey, buddy. Cute doggy. Guard in the house. Very good boy. There we go. All up and down here. Talking to a gentleman who lived in the house while it was being filmed here.
Yeah, I was a young kid, and they had this whole street shut down, and I was standing on that porch, and they had they said, okay, everybody's place is set, and they made us all kind of like squat down, and my grandmother was in the window, and I was just laying down on the porch waiting for the scene to be over, and you had to wait, and they shot it like only 3 times, like it wasn't a big it wasn't a big scene, but they just came through and right there, and that. They came right through, and you can see the house pretty clearly in the front.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, I haven't had anybody come by here in years.
Like people used to come by?
Yeah, people used to come by all the time.
Because they find it, right?
I mean, they'd see it, they find it. It's pretty. It's not like it's not hidden or anything.
No,
it's not. You know, but yeah.
It's that fence is the dead giveaway.
Yeah, that fence is.
That fence is how I found it on Google on Street View. Yeah, it's from that fence.
Yeah, it's been up there for 20 years.
Yeah, it's cool. And they shot it all up and down here, right? All around these streets.
Yep, all around it. And they had this whole section closed off from there to there. And before they redid it down the other end, it was people would come through all the time and find it. Nice. But they redid the end of the street, and all of a sudden people stopped coming.
That's so interesting that you were here. That's really cool.
Yeah, and I was, I had heard of Zach Braff, so I knew who he was, and I was like, oh, this is kind of neat. I want to be here for it. So we were. And
what about Natalie Portman?
Yeah, and Natalie Portman too. She was like, okay, yeah, Natalie Portman, but Zach Braff was like up and coming, so we were like, yo, that's really cool. Yeah. Like, and I knew who he was. Of course, my parents had never heard of him. No. So, I thought I was being cool and hip.
Oh, really cool. Yeah. Well, thanks, man.
I wish I had it mowed for you before you came through.
That's fine. That's fine. Don't worry about it.
It was nice to meet you.
So, short, sweet Garden State. That's the motorcycle scene. Hope you enjoyed it. It's all around these streets, but it ended here. Then they went to the Crocker Mansion. That's the name of the mansion in real life. And unfortunately, I can't go to that because it's a gated community. And it's not too far, but there's only so many places I could talk myself into. And I'm only going to be able to see the front of the house. I probably won't be able to get into the backyard where the pool is and all that. But I can show you on Google Maps. That's it. Anyways, hope you enjoyed. There's that fence behind me again. I have got places to be, so now I'm gonna say peace out.